Hey, what is good, my anime faithful? What is good, yo? This show, man, I'm telling you, I hate being right sometimes about characters I would love to see more on screen, but to think that the first person, this first grade, kind of compares the person he's going against to none other than the strongest person he probably knows. That is also a very bad sign. It's a very bad sign for this character, you know. So, unfortunately, we could be seeing the death of a character that's pretty cool, but at the same time, it kind of comes with the property. In these types of shows, there's a lot of people that get taken out because of situational fights or just trying to take care of things on their own and they could add backup, or just not knowing what type of situation you're getting in general. And next thing you know, you're going against a ridiculously powerful foe by yourself. And not only is he learning about you, but he's also adapting his fighting style to make it as hard as possible for you to do anything. And that's really what made this episode enjoyable to me, is just seeing how much was going on and was being told through the choreographic of the fight instead of them, step by step explaining why a certain attack would work and this and that. They pretty much showcased how his attacks would work and how things were, going to be hard for him by just showcasing the attack that made him, be on guard. And then next thing you know, they just put step and step uh, in front of us. Like, it's very, very simple the way that it's elaborated on what's the danger and what he can actually react to. So, very interesting uh, fighting, and that's what a lot of people were telling me about already. Was it's not, it has a Hunter x Hunter type of feel to it, and I think this is kind of what they mean, right? Like, even if you can be stronger than Hisoka in Hunter x Hunter, you still have to actually outwit him. You have to be intelligent enough to actually have that to land. You can't just beat Hisoka if you can't touch him, right? You can't beat anybody if you can't touch him. So now you need speed. Now, if you don't have any strategy in your depth of fighting, now it's going to be really easy to read the types of attacks you do. And I think that was the cool part of this week's episode, is that's what it felt like over time of a short amount of time at that. This special grade, or this higher than a special grade, learn very, very quickly that his weakness is, he needs to see the exact area where he can cut and hit the weak spots and stuff like that. So he just manipulated how the weak spots were being laid out and not in like straight lines that he could just easily cut. And now all of a sudden he's screwed because the bad guy figured out uh, one little measly part of his skill, but then they flip it yet again back on the villain to showcase this new increase that he's getting while just fighting, or while just time is overtime. So now all of a sudden he's in a position where he's just a monster, right? Or at least stronger than he was. And as strong as he already is, he was doing all right, I guess. Like, he was really running away pretty good. But it's like, was he doing any damage? Was he actually making this guy think about, protecting himself? Not really. If anything, he showcased that he couldn't just get away with the easy kill, because the whole soul and his mindset, right? Like, I could just, this whole video could be about this character, but his mindset, the way that he pretty much picked apart the way humans are, or the way that he sees humans, and the way that he thinks of a heart and a soul. It's all very, very interesting, and I think that's what even grabbed my attention more than even the fighting was just uh, his way of thinking, his thought process overall was just kind of scary if you think about it. There's multiple people that kind of had the same kind of thought process as him. The world would have definitely been over a lot sooner than people say it's going to be. So very, very interesting stuff to hear from him, especially with him pretty much instilling it into a child that showcased he might be letting off some steam here pretty soon if people don't, back off of him. Man really was about to unleash something deadly. So very, very interested in seeing where that whole thing's gonna go. What is he going to be to the main character? Because it feels like this may be the season type boss or something. Because not only is he in the credit songs, I just don't know how many episodes we're getting for this first season. If it is 24 and stuff like that, I do feel like we're gonna have a whole thing with this kid growing to become the villain that is defeated, but at the same time, he's not going to uh, be the end all be all. Like he's not the end of the series, even close. So we'll see how this all turns out. I'm definitely interested what you guys are thinking about this show. Of course, I'm gonna talk about Fire Force here very soon, and another show's coming out soon. You already know what it is, Dragon Quest. So hope you guys are having an awesome one, and I will definitely talk to you sooner than later. So with that being said, take care. Peace.